Good morning, mine enthusiasts and T-Dub riders. Tom and Julie here. It's Sunday, March 31st. We're here outside of Tecopa, California. Today we're going to go visit the Noonday Mine. This is part of a group of lead silver mines. I'm looking at them right there. We're only a mile or two away. We're not going to have a very long bike ride today. Right now I'm looking at the Noonday and the Columbia straight ahead. Over here is the War Eagle, and in the middle is the Grant. Kind of hard to see probably on the camera, but that's where we're going today. So let's go see what we find in the Noonday Mine. What a beautiful day! Cake for the little mule. I want to go down the washout. But this is the waste pile for the Columbia mine. That's the end of the line. Well, we parked the T-Dub up the hill a little ways. We're right next to the slab with the footings and mounts for the equipment. There would have been probably a generator, an air compressor, a water pump, things like that. Okay, let's go into the Noonday Mine. This is going to be the 200 foot or the main working level. And this entrance is just a little ways north and a little ways downhill or lower than where the main ore bin and the main incline shaft are. In we go. And we're in. Right away there's some timbering. A nice breeze coming through here. Here's a little room with tar paper in the walls, maybe to keep the dust out. Probably a little break room. There are some hooks here for your jacket or your hard hat. Bench. There are a lot of large stopes in this mine. I believe this is just a little side stope. So this goes back to a large chute. With an ore bin ahead of it, or a blocker anyway. Another chute. This one has a big bin type thing to it too. Starting to bust out a little bit on the bottom there. Another big bunch of lumber. See, this is the angle. Now this is looking up at least at a 45-degree angle. So it's pretty big slope from up my right down, up to my left down. And here will be another good example of it right here where this railing is. More lumber, more stalls, another chute. Lots of chutes in this mine. This one actually goes up pretty far. Here we're coming up to the main incline shaft that comes down from the ore bin. We've gone down this shaft. This is a 400-foot shaft. And it goes underneath where this floor is. We're hopefully going to get down to the level below us sometime today. This is more of the vein that they've cleared out. Here's a large stope. Not huge, but large. This is a chute ahead of us. It says two 100-foot level. Like I said, we were on the 200-foot level. And that goes up quite a ways, and I think there is an outside entrance to the upper level. So once again, this is a good indication of the angle of this vein that we're trying to extract. I'm standing level. This bracing is perpendicular to the vein, so the vein is at that angle. This is looking up. Here it's about a little more feet thick that they cleared out. Let's go take a look over here. And this is looking up overhead behind me, kind of. go look in here once. Another chute. Another chute. That's two. Another chute that way. This has got a piece of track sticking up. A little warmer back here, and looks like it's a kind of a collapse. It might go on past this chute, but we've got a lot of mine to explore, so. Okay, we're continuing down the main line here. There's some gobbing. Another stope. Looks like a ladder, doesn't it? Kind of a crooked one. Here's another chute on my right. Some miner's graffiti. A lot of miner's graffiti. And here we come to a split and another large stope. Moving on. Some more timbering. This goes over to a chute over here. Back to the main line. Here come the rails picking up again. They removed a lot of these for reuse, I imagine, somewhere else. Here's a chute. It dropped the chute down to a lower level. And a chute coming in from an upper level over there. Okay. Rolling along. Some more miner's graffiti. So we're timbering. Small side drift, maybe 30 feet. Here we come to a split in the tracks. I'm going to take the left. This area is kind of a maze. I smell grease. And lo and behold, we have a winze shaft. There it is. So this winze goes down 650 feet. And it's stoked to about 550, I think. Something like that. Is the manway still in good shape? Let's go down the ladder. I think it might get a little steeper down halfway. If you can stand up on the ladder, it's not too bad. If you gotta squat down, it makes it kind of hard. Camera's probably going all over the place, but some of these rungs are pretty thin and broken. Like that one's getting pretty thin. It's a little steeper up ahead. There's a roller there, and you can see where the cable, they must have had a cable with a skip car. You can see where it's cut into the cross ties here. The ladder is in good shape, and I'm sure it's fine. But we might be on a level here also. Wow, that's a big stove. Big stove. Wow. I thought maybe this was a level, but it's just a big stove. Big enough stove that it warranted its own tracks coming out of it. And then there's this over here, but I think that's also a stove. Well, I guess I'm going back up. You could easily go down here. I'll leave that for one of you younger guys. I see you up there. Okay, I'm coming back up. This is off to the left as I'm looking up of this incline I've been coming down. Another pretty large stope area. Julie's going back up. There's a hole looking into that big stope. That's a very large stope. And it looks like they've left just enough material here to support this shaft. Okay, up we go. We're both up to the top here again. So this is where the hoist would have lifted the ore cart and dumped it into this big bin. There's a chute here. So there's double ore bins, they go on both sides. Let's go around the other side and look at the hoist room. Okay, here we are coming up to the hoist room. This is where the hoist would have been to pull the ore up the winze shaft. It would have come up and dumped into the main bin there. And there would have been a winch right where I'm standing. There are still some cables. And the mounts are on the floor here. Right here. There's their workbench, their grease bucket and their swab. Some other shelving. Here's up on top of the ore bin. This is the back side of the rails that would have come up. That's where the cable would have run through, that cutout there. The hoist would have been back down below me. Everything's in really good shape in this mine for being an old mine. Another nice dope. Another area that goes down. They've left a nice pillar or two in here. Is this going to get us back to the main line? I don't think so, is it?
No.
Well, let's just take a little more of a peek here. Just some stoping and some pillaring. This is the end of the line. Okay, where are we here? I think this should be back to the main line right over here. So here's the room again. We just kind of went around it. Now we're continuing on the main line of the 200-foot level. And I feel air blowing at me. I see daylight. So we're at the other end of this 1,800-foot tunnel. Here's one last chute from up above. So this is the end of the tunnel. It led to a trestle. And the trestle would connect this by rail over to the Grant Mine. What have you, except I can't see anything. A little breezy today. So this is where the trestle is washed out. And And the first ore bin over there you see, or the couple ore bins you see, are the Grant Mine. And this is looking back at the portal. There are a couple waste piles out here. Actually pretty good sized ones. This one is big too. So we're entering what looked like a collar of a vertical shaft below the big waste piles near the trestle. Not sure what to find in here. We haven't been down here before. Okay, when you first come in, it looks like there's a collapse straight ahead. There's a large stone right here. Let's go to the right, see what we find. There's some workings to the left here. Oh, that's a big stove. Look at that one. Oh. Yeah, I'm on a ledge. I can look at that big chunk that has come down. Wow. That's like 30 feet across, that big rock that looks like it has come down. This whole thing is probably 60 feet across and just as deep. But that whole rock looks like it came down from the ceiling, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Wow. That's kind of crazy. So I don't know that this is the 300-foot level. Oh, it would make sense, wouldn't it? That collapses right there, but that's kind of back where we came from. There was another collar and a shaft just ahead of where we went in, so that could be that. I feel a lot of air blowing through here. There's a lot of bracing. Some of it's down. Don't mess with that stuff, Julie. Not that you would. Here's some timbering. We've got the rib braced back there. Still feeling a lot of air. Oh, here we're going to go out again. Okay, so let's go out and see where we are. Well, we just went in a little loop. Oh yeah, we're on the other side of the trestle.
Oh. Oh, no, we're here.
Yeah. We just went underneath and around the trestle. Well, since that didn't work, we're going to go in and go down the main shaft and try to get to the 300-foot level. So let's do that. Here we go. We'll pick up when we get to the main shaft. Okay, here we are back to the main shaft. This is a 45-degree incline. It's 400 feet from the top. There it is. Okay, this is looking up the shaft. Let's see if we can get down to the next level. Doesn't look too bad. The shaft is in good shape. It's a little dusty. If you can help from sliding, that helps.